The Florida Highwaymen are Florida's legendary black landscape artists. They were a group of young painters who sold their stunning artwork from the trunks of their cars during the post-World War II boom. The paintings are gorgeous and now incredibly valuable. Some of them are on display at Sarasota City Hall. This is a big deal to have this many paintings on display in one place, and that's where Holly is live this morning as we celebrate Black History Month. Holly, tell us about the exhibit.
This exhibit is so cool. You have to come down and see it in person. But until then, Mary Davis Wallace and I are going to show you a couple of these paintings. First of all, Mary Davis, if people have never heard of the Florida Highwaymen, who were they?
So the Florida Highwaymen were a group of 26 black artists and one woman, and predominantly in the mid-century, who were, because of the Jim Crow era in Florida in the mid-century, were not able to exhibit their artwork in the traditional gallery format. So instead of giving up, they decided to sell their artwork out of the back of their cars, mainly on the East Coast.
Yeah, that is such an interesting piece of history, and I'm so glad we have these displayed now. Talk to me about this piece that we have here. Who made this, what it's called?
So Alfred Hare is one of the, actually was one of the only classically trained artists, painters. This one is Backwater Flight, and actually this one is one of our favorites because Alfred is always had a tendency to plant a bird in flight here. Ooh. So this
a little
one,
Easter egg.
Easter eggs. Yes. But he was a fantastic painter. The representation of the light, and again, these were all painted on Epsom board. Okay. So and they're very remarkably preserved.
Oh, so well preserved. They don't look old at all.
No, not at all.
Let's move on down to the next one. And talk to me about why public art is so important for the public. I mean, to see all these paintings for free is really cool.
Right. And so public art, as you could probably tell, public is really a mission for the entire genre, which is to provide cultural experiences for free, and it's accessible to anyone who walks through the doors doing any sort of city business. But there are a lot of people who have shown up that did not come here to do city business. They came here to see this exhibit. Yes. So we really want people to feel comfortable, to feel welcome, come in and just contemplate these paintings. Oh yeah, there's so much to see. That's what public art is all about.
And there's over 24 of them?
Yes. Okay. There are, well actually there's about 23. Okay. So, and we do have the ability to maybe even switch these out and expand for the next 6 months.
Okay.
So we'll see.
To be determined. All right, talk to me about this guy right here.
Okay, so this is Harold Newton, another Highwayman artist. Harold Newton was self-taught, so you can almost see the difference between the techniques, but at the same time, I mean, look at the light, look at the values, look at this beautiful landscape. A lot of this is historic record also of old Florida. Yes. So a lot of people that come here, they say, oh my gosh, I recognize when Florida looked like this. Yes. So it's not just, it is the story, but it's the story of the artist, it's the story of what they see. Oh, so pretty. And how we're seeing it today.
Let's check out the last one down here, because speaking of Florida that we've all seen, we've all been here when we've seen the palm fronds going to and fro. Talk to me about this piece.
Yeah, so this is another Alfred Hare. It's entitled Palm Beach. And again, this is actually one of my personal favorites because the way that he has placed the light and dark values on this painting is just incredible. I mean, the deepness of the trees and the contrast of the light inside the waves. I mean, this piece really pops out at you.
And Mary Davis, there is a lecture going on today. If people want more information, tell me about that before we go.
So we have 3 lectures today. One starts at 10 o'clock. Okay. One's at 2 p.m. and one's at 6 p.m. And they're all going to be in commission chambers today with Roger Lytle, who is our wonderful lender and friend of the Highwaymen. So he's full of stories and great information.
Right here at City Hall. And it's open to the public when the City Hall is open, so you got to come on down and check it out for yourself here at Sarasota City Hall.
Very special. Wow. Thank you very much, Holly and Mary Davis, for sharing so much. And I know, Linda, both you and Renee have said you have memories of all of this.
Oh, I love those paintings. But when I was a kid, we'd drive from Atlanta to Daytona, and we would see them stopped along the road, and we'd stop, get out of the car, and look. Never bought anything. Oh, I'm so mad. If only we'd bought one of those gorgeous paintings.
Well, in the late 80s, there was a Highwayman, this will be on the later end of the Highwayman series, who lived here in Sarasota. He would be all about, and you know, he had a painting show also. But anyway, he married someone and ended up being the son-in-law of someone who lived right next door to my mother in Lakeland. And I'm going over to visit the neighbor, my mom's neighbor, one day. And he had all of his paintings, or she had all the paintings around the house. I was like, oh, you got a lot of paintings. They were everywhere. She said, yeah, you want one? I was like, no, thank you.
Very, very valuable now, and such an important part of Florida history.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
Such an important thing.
Exactly. And so expensive now.
And very rare to have that many in one place.
Yeah.
So head down to City Hall, soak in our history. And again, if you're looking for more information, you can always go to sarasotafl.gov, and there are lectures throughout the day today.